Right. The good news is that I've done 8 hours. The bad news is that the time is literally 9 p.m. now, so I'm kind of late on my sleep schedule thing now. Um, I'm having a blast playing Look Outside. It's a game. What is it about, huh? It's a little cute little story adventure lore game. It's fun because it's like the replayability is like super high. Like I can like try different strategies, different approaches, different everything, like get different endings on like different things, different interactions, and building other like stuff that you know, can explore on and stuff. And yeah, uh, one thing I can say is that I get freaked out on like notifications, man. Don't know what's wrong with me, but any form of notification that I get from anything like involving other people that like reminds me that I'm being perceived, it just freaks me out, man. So I don't know. I'm kind of I guess like getting worried because like posting more and more, whatever you name it. Over time, there's gonna be like more than like one person, two person, three person, four person, and so on that are like watching my stuff and commenting and whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know what happens then. Like, uh, I don't know how the hell like other people do it. They've got like hundreds, thousands of people, uh, millions even. How do they deal with this? I don't get it. Do they just like ignore like everything, everyone? It just like came to me like, okay, if I'm gonna do this for like who knows how long, am I gonna end up like XYZ? Because even like 100, 200, 300 is already like so much for me. Too much. Is it just an experience? Is it like something that like I mean like fundamentally that's how life works, right? Yeah. You can kind of just build tolerances to everything, any and everything. But is this really something that can be beat through just tolerance and thresholds and whatever? The answer is yes, of course, but I'm just being a bitch, I guess. Anything else? Oh yeah, lighting works well. Min maxes the camera and whatever. And oh, actually, I've got like new socks, finger socks. Because the problem with I realize is that as I walk, my toes bunch up, and it creates blisters. I can feel them, man. I can feel them. They bunch up. Do they bunch up? No, the problem is that they don't bunch up. No, the friction is the problem. And how does friction happen when there's room? Because if it's just like completely compact and like forced in, then it's not gonna cause friction, yeah? But if it's like splayed out, then over time as you do movement and stuff, then they do like this. Yeah? That must be like the physics behind it, right? Anyway, toe blisters, whatever, so I got like toe socks. Interesting. Was it? Merino wool. There we go. Merino wool, deal with the toe blisters, and you're just freaking out like at anything social, man. Even real life, whatever you name it. Is it like anxiety? Whatever? No, I don't fucking know. Yes, I do know. I know it's like anxiety. It's like really, really bad anxiety. I just like keep on denying it over and over because I don't have like the paper documentation and whatever, the formal ID pretty much that says and screams, hey, this is, I've got problems. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't remember this. Since when was this in here? My shirt. It's like two reds. Maybe I like took it and planned to wear it. Then changed my mind. Oops. Also, like, I'm conscious and mindful of like the fact that maybe like people will like misunderstand and stuff on like what my objectives are, like what this whole thing is all about. Like the whole purpose of this whole thing is to literally just like post and allow perception because I don't allow any form of perception, not in real life, not in anywhere. If I walk around, I walk fast, I look down, I don't engage with anything, I don't interact with anything, I only interact when I must, when I don't have to, when I don't have a choice. Because I fear causality, influence. Like these are things that it's like difficult to like explain and like express to other people, but like it's something that I really feel and it's really real to me. causality is like the concept of like, butterfly effect and stuff. But the thing about causality that makes it different from butterfly effect is that with the thing about butterfly effect is that you can kind of see like, okay, if I do this and it will lead to this, it will lead to that, whatever, whatever. But there's also like essentially a cause and effect, clear cause, clear effect. So you avoid certain things. But the thing about like causality awareness is that you avoid everything. Even the mere act of existing is being avoided because like it acknowledges that the mere variable of existing is already, a pebble in the river. And the thing about pebbles in the river is that over time, it will inevitably, give it enough time, cause a fork in the flow. And that's just like a pebble or whatever, because it changes the physics entirely. Yeah, when you occupy space, you matter. And that's like a literal and non-literal thing. That's also one of the things that like, keep me going on. Because through, fundamental thinking and physics and whatever, it seems like it is ironically saying that everything matters. So, like, if you feel like oh, I don't matter or whatever, you do matter, objectively speaking, because you are a literal pebble on the flow of river. You have impact, you have influence. You just don't see it. The scale is just not there. But the mere act of existing makes you a variable, and any variable influences results, influences time. But like, yeah, causality awareness makes me want to minimize my existence without completely vanishing. Just containment, I guess. Because you can't really like erase yourself. I mean, yeah, even if you erase yourself, it doesn't really work that way. Your bones, whatever, it will nourish the soil. It will add layers to it. It will add, micro adjustments to ground levels that will impact the uh, what like soil level in like a million years or whatever. So what can you do exactly if you're like conscious of like causality and like awareness of like how influence and oh shit, I forgot about like my lesson of like looking in the camera while talking. So what can you do, huh? What you can do is simply taming your entropy and volatility because everybody's got their own like levels of volatility and levels of entropy. Some people are entropic, some people are volatile. You can simply minimize all of that stuff. And when you minimize all of that stuff, then you can minimize your, I guess, what is it? It's not exactly impact on causality because causality is causality, right? You can't really like just like do anything against it. Hmm. That's like a rough thing, right? Because I'm aware like even if I like do absolutely nothing, there's still some impact. But doing like a lot of things just, I guess it's just makes things entropic, I guess. Adds to noise. There we go. If the mere act of existing makes you a variable and that creates impact and that creates influence that you can't really see and you will never see in not in 10,000, not in a million years, then what can you do? The answer is you can make it less noisy. By modulating your own entropy and volatility, you can make the reality, time, whatever you name it, less noisy. How do you do it? Yeah, minimization. How? Existential minimization. And how do you minimize your existence? By doing nothing. That's what I'm doing. A whole lot of nothing. And that's a problem because I am not living, you know, an unlived life. That is kind of like the consequence. The consequence is an unlived life. And you can only really have like one life. It freaks me out that I can hear people talking and shit. What is it? What's going on? Sounds like the people are fighting and shit. Do I care? Not at all. Anyway, yeah, existential minimalization. Problems with being perceived. My objective isn't to become popular. My objective is to simply express myself. To allow I call it, my thesis is leave some cracks. My thesis is, okay, I'll leave some cracks. I'll post. I'll be public. I'll have a YouTube, whatever, fucking social media. I'll post. I'll post. I'll post. I'll post. I'll post. That is a crack. I will leave that crack and see what happens. Fuck around and find out in like other terms. In some words, like what imperfection is perfection, or whatever. Or like, you know, Because my brain will like say, there's a better way of like doing this, of execution of anything, but like, yeah, follow that up with like imperfection is perfection, because imperfection is just a byproduct of volume. So do this enough, then perfection naturally comes. And how do you define the perfection? The answer is you don't. It's all about relativity. When one is over time, output smooths out, creates patterns, and then inevitably a preferable pattern reveals optimal. How do you define optimal? Again, it's just relativity. So essentially, whatever my brain is seeking, because my brain is saying you gotta do things better, better, better. But what is this better? Better doesn't exist. Better only happens if a baseline is set, and this is the baseline. Over time, you'll get better. Who knows? Whatever. It's all just fundamental thinking and application. So yeah, because like I think I said it in my like early, if not the first upload, where like this isn't the first time that I've done this, but like it's I don't fucking know what happened, but like it's just misunderstanding after misunderstanding. It was my fault. I picked like a bad platform. It wasn't supposed. It's like a platform that's like not meant for these sort of things. This sort of thing is like a lot more vulnerable, a lot more random, I guess. And that kind of platform doesn't really reward that thing. It rewards more brain off sort of stuff. Man, I think it's pretty obvious if I like think about it in hindsight. But yeah, so there you go. See, perfection comes from like volume. It's just a byproduct. You need a baseline. I found the baseline, and it is through the pattern I determined it to be unoptimal, and yeah, just gave up on it. Fuck it. That's why I can like talk the way that I talk right now, because like I made a lot of progress with that one. If I started entirely fresh, I wouldn't be able to talk at all. I wouldn't be able to like look at the camera like this as either, nor would I be like using the light, because I would be trying to like hide and stuff. So I've done a lot of progress. So this is like what, phase two? Mm, yeah. Uh, Participation, um, volume, and then through volume, data sets, and then parse all of that shit, and then pattern forms. Then after pattern forms, relativity happens, and from relativity, that's when better, worse, whatever happens. And now the better is what I'm doing right now. So actually, you know what? Been like 12 minutes, 30 minutes. So yeah, I gotta like just disclose, like make it clear. Fuck, I don't. This is not like my plan is to be like a billionaire or whatever. No, no, or I want to be like 10 billion, whatever. Fuck, no, none of that. I'm just executing the thesis that I have in my mind. So like, don't be like emailing, DMing, whatever. Fucking like, here's like a guide on like how to be a billionaire, how to be successful in social. I don't give a fuck. Go away. So yeah, that's all.